Hey everyone, and welcome back. Have you ever had a brilliant, mind-blowing idea? Maybe it was a business you were finally going to start, a new creative project you were so passionate about, or a life change that just felt so right. You felt this incredible surge of energy, a full-body yes. And then, nothing. You stared at a blank page. The idea sat in a notebook. You completely froze, unable to take a single step forward. It sounds completely backwards, right? We're taught that excitement is the engine of motivation. It should push us to start, to do, to create. But more often than not, that is not the case. Today, we're going to dive deep into the fascinating psychology behind this phenomenon. We're going to explore why intense excitement can sometimes lead to paralysis, and most importantly, what you can do to break free and turn that incredible energy into real, tangible action. Stay tuned, because understanding this paradox could be the key to unlocking your true potential. The paradox explained, psychological reasons. So why does our brain do this to us? It's a paradox of our own making, rooted in several powerful psychological drivers. The first and most common is what we'll call positive overwhelm. Think of your brain like a high-powered computer. When you're super excited, your mind isn't just thinking about the next step. It starts racing with every possible aspect of your idea, often simultaneously. You envision the amazing end result, all the cool features, the positive feedback, the incredible success. But in that same burst of energy, you also start thinking about every single step to get there, all at once. I need to set up a website, but first I need a logo. I also need to figure out marketing, and I should probably research my competitors. What about a social media strategy? Oh, and the financial projections. And what if I need investors? Your brain is trying to process 1,000 things at once. It's like opening 50 tabs on your browser at the same time. The whole system slows down, freezes, and you can't focus on any single task effectively. This feeling of being swamped with possibilities is exacerbated by something psychologists call the Zeigarnik Effect. This principle, discovered by Russian psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik, states that we're more likely to remember unfinished tasks than finished ones. When you're extremely excited, you might have so many potential actions and possibilities swirling around, so many open loops, that the sheer volume of them becomes paralyzing. Your mind is constantly reminding you of all these exciting yet incomplete components. You're so focused on the huge, exciting vision that the small, necessary steps to get there feel insignificant, or worse, overwhelmingly insurmountable in comparison. It's like standing at the foot of Mount Everest and trying to plan every single step to the summit all at once. Another powerful factor, often intertwined with excitement, is perfectionism and the fear of not meeting expectations. When we're really excited about something, it often means it's deeply important to us. We've built it up in our minds, creating a vivid, idealized vision of success. This can unintentionally raise the stakes dramatically. We become afraid of not doing it perfectly, of somehow messing up this amazing potential we see. It's like you're holding a beautiful, fragile piece of art you've been dreaming of creating, and you're terrified of making the first stroke for fear of dropping it or ruining its imagined perfection. This excitement can also lead to intense self-imposed pressure. We feel like because we're so thrilled and the idea is so good, we have to execute it flawlessly from the very first moment. This pressure can make even the simplest first steps feel daunting, leading to procrastination, avoidance, and ultimately, inaction. We get so caught up in the ideal future that we forget the messy, imperfect reality of starting. Our level of excitement or arousal plays a crucial physiological role too. The Yerkes-Dodson Law, a well-established psychological principle, suggests that there's an optimal level of arousal for peak performance. Think about giving a presentation. A little nervousness is good. It keeps you sharp, focused, and on your toes. But if you get too nervous, you freeze, your mind goes blank, you stammer, and you forget your words. Excitement works in the exact same way. A certain amount motivates us and energizes our efforts, but too much, that extreme, jittery, over-the-top, almost manic excitement, can actually impair our executive functions. These are the higher-level cognitive skills we need for concentration, planning, problem-solving, and initiating tasks. It's like having too much adrenaline pumping, but without a clear direction for that energy. This is why it so often manifests as difficulty with task initiation. Your excitement fuels all these fantastic ideas, concepts, and visions, but you get stuck on where to even begin. You know exactly what you want to do, you visualize the entire journey, but you can't seem to take that first fundamental step. The gap between knowing and doing becomes a chasm you can't cross. It's a classic example of analysis paralysis, driven not by fear of failure, but by the overwhelming positive potential. It's not just about cognitive overload. Our emotions play a significant and often surprising part too. We frequently talk about struggling with negative emotions like fear or sadness, but difficulty containing overwhelmingly positive emotions can also lead to paralysis. If those feelings of excitement become too intense and overwhelming, they can actually become disruptive rather than motivating. This next point is a bit more speculative, but gaining traction in neuroscientific discussions. It's possible that extreme excitement might involve a dopamine overload. Dopamine is the primary neurotransmitter linked to reward, pleasure, and motivation. While a healthy release of dopamine usually drives us forward, anticipating a reward, a sudden, excessive release might paradoxically lead to a freeze response. It's like a car engine redlining. It's got all the power, the RPMs are through the roof, but it's not actually moving because the system is shaking too much or the gears aren't engaging properly. Your brain's reward system is flooded with the promise of the glorious future, making you feel wonderful. But the part of your brain that needs to organize and execute the immediate steps is temporarily overwhelmed or short-circuited. It's as if the destination feeling is so strong, it overshadows the need to focus on the journey. Interestingly, sometimes intense excitement can trigger a form of anticipatory anxiety or even completion anxiety. This sounds counterintuitive, right? Why would you be anxious about something exciting? But consider this, you might unconsciously fear the process itself, the effort involved, or even the end of this exciting period. What comes after? Will it be less thrilling? This subtle, underlying fear can hold you back from even starting. You might be afraid of losing the potential and the excitement of the idea phase itself. The idea of having a grand, exciting plan can sometimes feel more satisfying than the messy, challenging reality of implementing it. Or you might be afraid of the finish line because it means the end of this incredibly thrilling journey you've built up in your mind, leading to a sense of potential loss or even a mini mourning period. You can also experience anticipatory anxiety even if the end goal is exciting. This might be a fear of the unknown challenges along the way, potential obstacles, or even just the sheer magnitude of the task that your excitement has highlighted. It's that feeling of, oh my gosh, this is so much bigger than I thought, and it makes you hesitate to start. This isn't a fear of failure in the traditional sense, but a fear of the immense effort required, or the messy middle parts of the journey. It's like knowing you want to bake an amazing cake, but then remembering all the steps, measuring, mixing, baking, decorating, and suddenly the excitement turns into, do I really want to do all that? This subtle but powerful undercurrent of anxiety can create a powerful internal resistance, keeping you stuck in the planning and dreaming phase rather than moving into the doing phase. So, what can you do when you find yourself in this state of excitement-induced paralysis? Thankfully, there are several highly effective and actionable strategies you can put into practice right now. First and foremost, acknowledge and validate your feelings. Recognize that this is a real and understandable psychological response, not a personal failing or a sign of weakness. It's perfectly okay to feel overwhelmed by positive emotions or the scale of your exciting vision. Just the act of naming this phenomenon, I'm experiencing excitement paralysis, can significantly reduce its power over you. It shifts it from an internal flaw to an external, solvable problem. The most crucial step is to break it down. Take that big, exciting, overwhelming goal and ruthlessly divide it into the smallest possible, most actionable, and least intimidating steps imaginable. Instead of thinking, launch my amazing new podcast, which feels huge, break it down. Think, brainstorm 3 potential podcast names, or research 1 podcast microphone, or send 1 email to a potential guest. The goal isn't to finish the entire task in one go. It's to find a first step that feels so small, so simple, so non-committal that you can't possibly say no to it. This tiny action bypasses the perfectionism and overwhelm. Externalize your thoughts. Grab a notebook, open a blank document, or use a mind mapping tool and do a comprehensive brain dump. Write down absolutely all those racing ideas, every concern, every possibility, every single thought related to your project. Don't filter, just get it out of your head. Getting these swirling thoughts out of your mental space and onto a physical or digital canvas can dramatically help clear mental clutter and make the overwhelm feel more manageable and concrete. It's like clearing your computer's RAM or cache so it can run faster and more efficiently. Manage your arousal level. If you feel that intense, jittery, overwhelming excitement, proactively use calming techniques to bring yourself back to that optimal zone of performance. Simple things like deep breathing exercises, focusing on slow, deliberate inhales and exhales, going for a short, mindful walk in nature, or listening to calming instrumental music can help regulate your nervous system and bring your emotional state back into balance, allowing your executive functions to kick back in. Shift your focus from the outcome to the process. While that exciting, grand end goal is what initially sparked your motivation, for now, consciously try to concentrate solely on the immediate step you're taking. Don't worry about the finish line, the grand success, or the potential pitfalls right now. Focus entirely on the doing, not just the having done. Celebrate the act of starting and the progress of the smallest action. This helps prevent future-oriented anxiety and keeps you grounded in the present. Set realistic expectations for yourself. Remind yourself that perfection isn't just unnecessary, it's often an enemy of progress. Imperfect action is always superior to perfect inaction. Progress, however small or messy, is infinitely more valuable and achievable than flawless execution right from the start. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself through this process. It's okay to feel overwhelmed, even by intensely positive emotions. This is a common human experience. Treat yourself with the same understanding and patience you would offer a good friend. So, the next time you feel that powerful, exhilarating rush of excitement about a new idea, followed almost immediately by an unexpected, frustrating freeze, remember that you're not alone. You're not lazy or lacking in motivation. You're simply experiencing a very common psychological paradox. Understanding the underlying psychology behind this phenomenon, the positive overwhelm, the perfectionism, the Yerkes-Dodson Law, and even the subtle anxieties, can empower you to recognize the signs and, most importantly, to implement these practical strategies to break through the paralysis. It's about being a conscious, proactive driver of your own incredible energy rather than feeling like a helpless passenger caught in its intensity. We'd absolutely love to hear your experiences with this. Have you ever felt this kind of excitement paralysis? What strategies have you found most helpful in getting yourself moving again? Share your thoughts, tips, and personal stories in the comments section below. Your insights could be incredibly valuable to others watching. If this video resonated with you, if it sparked an aha moment, or if you found these strategies helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with someone you know who struggles with getting started, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights into human psychology and personal growth. Thanks for watching, and remember, your amazing ideas are waiting for your amazing action. See you in the next video.